This is dangerous. It's addicting. Why do y'all let me do this? Oh yeah, wait. I just kind of do it myself. Um, I do need to share out a bit. That way, maybe somebody will hop in soon and hang out with me. I do have a topic for tonight, so we'll see how it goes. Let's see here. Almost done, I promise. One more. Here we go. Awesome. 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 So, here, how's everybody doing tonight? What do y'all think about 2025 so far? Because I won't lie, I I tried to cancel my subscription, before the 2 weeks ran out, and I was denied. So here we are, past the cancellation date, and I'm still stuck with 2025. So uh, I will sit here and laugh at my own jokes because that's what I do. And the one person that popped in for a moment and shared out and stuff, thank you very much. I'm not sure who that was. It doesn't really tell me, but I do appreciate you. I don't know if I should be on here or not because my new semester started and I still have homework to finish up some of it by this weekend and some of it by Monday. But I wanted to take some time and just hang out and talk to everybody and discuss a few things. What those things are, my mind blanked and I can't remember. And if anybody decides that they want to come up and be a guest for a while and talk, and let me hear your thoughts about the year so far and what you think's going to happen with 2025. Because it looks like it's probably going to be a busy year for me, and I'm okay with that. I like busy. Mainly because I don't sit idle very well. Um, I have taken time to relax a little bit more and just enjoy the time and stuff instead of having to go and go and go and constantly do stuff. It's kind of nice at times, but I also get in a mode where I want to be productive and I want to take and make some things happen with my day and with whatever I'm working on at the time, whether it be homework, um, video editing, or creating flyers and stuff, or writing, or just hanging out with the family, or going to work. As funny as that sounds, because I don't mind my job that I have now. I didn't mind the last one, but it was physically too much anymore, so I had to switch up. Um, this one's a little bit less physically demanding, so it makes it easier on me. And I see people pop in and out here and there. I was hoping my usual partner in crime would be available, but I guess they're not, which is fine. You know, everybody has a bit of life, everybody has things that they're doing. I just like to offer people. But so far, 2025 has been interesting. It started out with the situation in New Orleans with the driver who took and was running people over. We had a Tesla truck catch fire and catch a hotel on fire. We had a winter storm that came through the Midwest and straight through Kentucky, where I'm at, and Virginia and stuff. That was snow and ice and shut quite a few things down for over a week, including schools. It was bad at one point because the storm, the picture of the storm on the radar, well, on the map that they showed and stuff, it looked like a piece of male anatomy, and I'll kind of leave it at that. It made me laugh because it reminded me of Austin Powers. Um, and then there are the fires in LA where, large sections of the suburbs and city have already burnt, and they're still trying to gain control over those. So it's been an interesting year just here in the U.S. so far, and it makes me wonder how the rest of the year is going to turn out. Because if we're starting out with a bang, I really want to know, you know, just where everything's going with this. Because I won't lie, it's been kind of crazy. Um, which right now the biggest things I've been focusing on is school, work, and kids, and I have plenty of other things going on. I know Global Ghost Hunt is getting ready to kick back up. I'm excited for that. We have a meeting here pretty soon, so that'll be a lot of fun. Speaking of Global Ghost Hunt, it is just the one event this year in October. The event is free, so teams can register for free, and any locations that decide they want to sign up is free. You know, go ahead and find a team that you would like to investigate, and we can get them registered so they can come participate. If we decide to extend the event instead of just the regular 10 days, 7 days, 10 days, something like that, it's going to be at least 2 weeks. If we have more than enough teams sign up, we may actually even do it longer. So that'll be something to keep an eye on. Be sure to watch Parapost Network Central, where this is also playing live, for more updates, as well as Global Ghost Hunt on Facebook and all the, you know, different social medias. See when and what is announced for that. Um, but I'm excited to talk to Brian Laverty and all of them again and stuff, and see where all we're at and what's the plan for the year. That way we can get rolling and get things set up and have everything ready for everybody for this October. Um, I know next Thursday the lives with Spirit Mechanics start back up, so you'll be able to catch me with them starting Thursday. We're going to be talking about our favorite parts of last year and what we thought were the best moments, as well as everybody else's suggestions as to what was their favorite moments and throughout the year with the lives. So that's going to be a fun episode. I can't wait to do that. Then, of course, the last Thursday of the month, on the 30th, we're going to be doing Tarot Night Live. So we're going to be doing the tarot cards and all that, which is exciting. Other than the regular um, local market, we also have two events coming up right now in March. That's going to be the Light Up Fest in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, March 14th through March 15th and 16th. And then the last weekend of the month is Sacred Journey Market at the Holiday Inn Express at Eastgate in Cincinnati. And that'll be the 29th and 30th of March. So both of those will be a lot of fun. I can't wait, as that's going to be exciting. I'm ready to get back out and do some events and help the team out and make it a fun year, because we're hoping to do more stuff like that. As far as News Paranormal goes, I don't have anything lined up yet, but I have some ideas. So whenever I have those ideas lined up and worked out for everybody, I will let you know, and we'll get to move on with those investigations so I can get new videos up and stuff and share new adventures with everybody. I know there's some spots that I want to check out and a new idea that I have that I'll have to wait and see who all would be interested in joining. But as far as the rest of it goes, it's basically going to be played by ear. For personal reasons, I won't express on here, but some of it's going to be played by ear. And we have one whole person hanging out on Facebook. Thank you for watching. I honestly really had an idea as far as what I was going to talk about, and as soon as I hit live, it vanished. So I've just been talking about that. Yeah, I keep fidgeting. It's just part of how I am. This is honestly a lot like therapy in other ways than just laughing this and that. It gives me an opportunity to take and talk and work on public speaking, because I struggle with talking to an audience at times. It's easier when I have somebody to bounce ideas back and forth with, but when I have to take and talk by myself, it gets a little bit more difficult because, my thoughts disappear. I bounce back and forth a lot. I'll talk about something and I'll come back and re-talk about it. And this is how I am in real life anyway. And sometimes, even when I'm talking to other people, I'll have thoughts that just pop in my head, and then, they start coming out of my mouth. Even if I accidentally interrupt somebody, I always apologize afterward, because it's never my intent to interrupt people. It's just thoughts come, they blurt out my mouth. A lot of it is because I've thought of things to say before, and whenever it's my turn to actually talk, it would disappear before I could get the words out. And so my mouth just kind of automatically blurts them out without realizing. So that's that excitement. Oh, crap. I'm dropping things. But I'm hoping to at least try to accomplish and finish a new book eventually for everybody. It has been started. I had to put it on pause a little bit so I could work on homework and schoolwork and stuff. Whenever I get the opportunity, I'll take and write a little bit more. Then I'll write a little bit more. Then I'll write a little bit more, and eventually there'll be a book there. Um, because that's kind of how I break it down anyway. I focus chapter or by chapter. That way, it's a little bit at a time without having to say, "Oh, well, I've started this," and it's just one big project. I focus one chapter at a time. That way, it's smaller increments and it's not as stressful. That way, I'm just focusing on that one chapter, and that way I can just keep working that one chapter, that one chapter, that one chapter until the new chapter is ready to start. Then I'll switch gears and work on that chapter, so on and so forth. I used to actually plan out my books as far as how the chapters go, what I expect to talk about in the chapters and stuff. I don't go into a whole lot of detail because it usually changes. Um, but I usually like to have at least a broad idea as far as the chapters go. Anymore, that's not really much of the plan. It's I'm following whatever path that the characters take me on. Sometimes it's expected, sometimes it's not. Sometimes I'm just like, oh, okay, so this is what we're doing. Um, at times it sounds like parts of my life in a nutshell. Oh, okay, this is what we're doing today. Let's go. Um, I haven't really slept well this week between work and school work and stuff, and trying to make sure that I get everything done for the first week because the first half of the semester is quite busy. I have 4 classes right now, and then after March, mid March, I'll have 2 classes. But the first part of it, the classes have anywhere from 1 module to 2 modules due each week. So it's actually keeping me hopping. I'm staying busy with that. It started Monday, and I don't even know how many hours I've already put in for the week as far as homework goes. Probably not as much as I should, or more than I think. One of the two. Um, Hi, Mom. Thanks for commenting. It still feels weird getting up here on this one by myself, but it is what it is. Um, it was one of my buddies messages me asking me how I am, and I was like, "Well, I'm currently live." Um, I'm probably not going to stay up the entire hour this time. mainly because I really don't know what to talk about tonight. I was just popping on that way I could, discuss a few things and my thoughts on the year so far. A lot of it is an afterthought for me. And I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just, I mean that I have so many other things that I'm focusing on that those are my priorities. And that with those being the priorities, that's my focus. So anything outside of those priorities is kind of an afterthought. It's basically, okay, I've taken care of all these things and stuff. Now I can think about other things. That's usually how my brain works. It's a very goal focused mentality with usually the determination behind it to go along with it. And that's kind of why I still came up, even though I couldn't remember my topic whenever I got up here, because I said I was going to be on here. So here I am keeping myself accountable by showing up. Um, Even though I fidget, even though I forget my words, even though I keep wanting to pause, it's still a goal. It's still a means to take and hold myself accountable and make myself work on things that I struggle with. Eventually, I'll just start making out a topic list and have ideas what to talk about throughout the show. In fact, that's probably going to be a new goal. I'll throw it together at some point or another. Hopefully by next Friday. Hopefully by next Friday. I know this coming Monday on Death Scenes and Cemeteries, we are going to be discussing part 2 of Ted Bundy. You know, last this past Monday we talked about everything from birth up to the point of his first quote unquote unaliving, well, first moment of his career as a serial killer. And that's actually where we're going to pick up as of this coming Monday. So just in 3 days at 7 p.m., more on Ted Bundy. It was a fun discussion last time. Hopefully a few more people get to join us, because it's always great to take and talk about a situation that I don't understand, but I'm trying to understand, mainly because I want to learn about the situation. I want to know why people like that tick and how they tick, if that makes sense. Um, it's it's definitely going to get even more interesting after that, because the idea is to talk about Jerry Brudos after that. For anyone who doesn't know who Jerry Brudos was, he was a serial killer who had a huge fascination with shoes. And not just any shoes, he had a fascination with women's heels. And so that's going to be a fun topic to discuss. That will probably be at least part 1 if we don't carry it on into part 2. Part 1 will happen the last week of the month. That way we can, hammer away at Jerry Brudos and get to thoughts and ideas as to what made him tick. And a lot of it becomes a matter of behavior as much as the psychology to it. I've mentioned this on Death Scenes in Cemeteries, and I don't know how many people have actually seen the last show yet, but I've I've studied a lot as far as those type of criminals go, and the behavior aspects, because that is what the profilers for the FBI study, is the behavior compared to the psychology. It was actually designed by a psychologist, but she focused on the behavior instead of here. Here, telltale signs. Here, unmistakable, behavior patterns compared to this is how this one's brain works. Hi, Mackenzie. We have a Pinkie Pie in the crowd. Her and her husband, Matt Barron, who everybody knows, they have a new show coming up soon. I can't wait to see that. I can't wait for them to get started. That'll be fun. I'll figure out, throw a shout out to everybody for you all on that. I went completely sideways on topic, and Mac and Mackenzie, and was talking about behavior patterns of serial killers because why not? Completely 180 as far as my conversation earlier goes. And then I find out that my son forgot his meds. Oh, that's a fun night. All right, bud. I'll see what I can do here in a bit. Um, that's Don't mind me. I'm having a side conversation with myself. All right. So there's no stress on that one for right now. Cool. All right. Awesome. Anywho, crisis diverted. Scene. Back to serial killers. But back in the late 70s and early 80s, the behavioral science unit at the FBI started a survey with known serial killers that were in prison. And not all of them would talk to them at first. Some of them were very talkative to them. Edmund Kemper was one of them. He actually broke things down as to his behavior patterns and the behavior patterns of others, which actually helped create the profiling system that they use today. Other serial killers have helped with that in time as well. Ted Bundy actually helped profile the Green River Killer while he was on death row. That was honestly one of his plays taken, try to stay alive. Honestly, that more on that on Monday, but there were certain telltale signs as far as behaviors go, and most of them had a certain combination of all the patterns that were discussed and brought up and stuff. And it also helped them, you know, break it down as to what type of behaviors they had and MOs they had, as far as, whether they were organized, disorganized, whether they had, it was more of a career thing, or, just a rapid one and done situation. So they could split them up as to the different categories, and even break it further down to understand certain things about each killer based on just behavior patterns from crime scenes and such. It's a very fascinating study. There's quite a few books by John Douglas and his former partners as far as what to look for. Mindhunter, Mindhunter, that the show's based on, actually breaks quite a few of them down. I lent my copy of my book to my son, so whenever he gets that read and stuff, I'll be able to get back with that. I know at one point I actually shared a link to the current information that profilers use that the FBI has shared out that people can download for free. It is on the FBI website. It's a fascinating read if you're into that stuff. And let's face it, at this point, most people know who I am. I actually finally watched Trapped not too long ago. I had not watched that yet. That was a fascinating movie if you're into anything like that, especially with the profiler on there. Because the character played it off very well, and as far as the script goes, they understood what to look for as far as um, the butcher in the movie was doing, and things about their personality based on their behavior and stuff. So it was a fascinating watch. It was also fascinating to watch the main character, how he reacts throughout the movie. So if anybody has the chance or the opportunity and stuff, I would suggest it. It's probably one of M. Night Shyamalan's better movies. We all know some of his best movies were in the beginning, but this one was actually pretty good. Sorry, as itch allergies. It's half the reason for the voice tonight. I know it sounds like crap. It is what it is. Here we go. Maybe. Sorry. But I'm okay. I swear. I'm okay. Um, at least I hope I'll be okay. One way or the other. Other than that, I really don't think I have anything else for you all tonight. Um, I just, like I said, I wanted to take and come on here and hold myself accountable for the show. I will get better with the content, I promise. I'll start planning some things out as far as what I expect to talk about and stuff. I know the other show's a little bit more organized, so I'll take and work on that. And uh, until next Friday, I hope you all have a great weekend and a great week next week. And until then, have a good night, and we'll see how quickly this ends.